hello everybody and welcome to our show. It's Senior Happenings and my name is Tricia Ayers and it's all about Alzheimer's today. Not something we like to discuss a lot, but it's there in our community and those of us who are on the platform right now deal with it on a daily basis. So my first guest, I'm very excited that they came down to see us from Alzheimer's Arkansas, very strong in our community. We have Stephenie Cooke, who is our Executive Director of Alzheimer's Arkansas, and Tyler Nagle, who is our Community Enrichment. What would be your title?
Something like that, Community Relations Manager.
I like that.
Me too.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks
We're
for
delighted to be here.
Appreciate it. And you match and everything.
Yeah, didn't even mean to.
I love it. So, Alzheimer's Arkansas, please tell me a little bit of history.
Sure, absolutely. We're actually getting ready to celebrate 40 years, January of 2024. So we have been in the central Arkansas area serving family caregivers of those living at home with Alzheimer's or a form of dementia for the last 39 years. And we have been able to serve families across the state of Arkansas. And so we started out helping caregivers, and that has been our mission all along, and that continues. We're carrying that into our 40th year.
Wow, 40 years.
40 years. That's
amazing.
It's been very fascinating. We've been so fortunate to have a wonderful staff, board of directors, group of volunteers throughout the years that have just been invaluable to our organization. So we're just so happy.
Tyler, I know you're relatively new to this organization, but have been in senior care for quite a few years now.
For a minute.
So joining this organization, what stands out to you that are the exciting points of being part of Alzheimer's Arkansas?
Of course, great question. I think for me, really what attracted me to Alzheimer's Arkansas was the passion and the dedication and just the advocacy for caregivers that we have. And something that I really like personally are the grants that we offer, and they're caregiver respite grants. And we focus solely on the caregiver to make sure that they're taken care of. And we really do walk alongside them. And coming from a home care agency and being around caregivers, even though we take care of non-paid caregivers, seeing the caregiver journey and what we go through and what caregivers all alike go through really made me kind of have a passion and a sense of advocacy for them. So that's really the biggest thing, is just walking alongside.
And I probably don't have this statistic right, but I think I have read somewhere at some point 60% of people who are caregivers pass before the person who they're caring for. That may be the wrong, but I know it's high.
It can get high, and it depends on their age.
Yes.
So those statistics vary. You know, if they're in their 60s, 65, 70, we up to 30%, but in their 80s,
right,
then those statistics go higher. And so it's very important that people like us are around to help those family caregivers along their journey.
And talk about the caregiver grants.
Sure.
It's not income related, or what are the specifics of it?
So our organization currently offers 3 different grants. 2 of those would be available across the state of Arkansas, and one is a respite grant. It's a dementia respite grant. Funded through a block grant in the state, and we are actually the administrators of that grant. It's a $500 grant for respite reimbursement.
Okay.
And those that receive that grant can reapply within 6 months or in 6 months and get that grant again. But it all goes to respite reimbursement. And then our organization also has a family assistance program grant, which we are excited to be able to offer to families. That currently is a $350 grant. Neither of those are income-based, but must have a diagnosis of dementia.
Okay.
And so that letter of diagnosis is very important for those grants.
I think that's so important that it's not income-based.
Right. Well, you know, dementia does not discriminate.
No, it does not.
All family caregivers share commonalities in their needs. And so we just want to, as we've said, we want to meet them to be a resource. So, so all that we do, all of our programs, services, and resources are free to family caregivers. And so we want to see our our service has expanded to this part of the state. And so
Absolutely.
we appreciate,
Oh, my
being here
goodness.
to help make that happen.
And I know you have had a presence
Yes.
in past
Yes.
years.
Yes.
And we're excited that you're going to be having a presence again here. We
Absolutely.
definitely need the resources.
Sure.
So the grants, how the grants funded? How do you get your income?
So as far as the grants, the Family Assistance Grant Program is funded through individuals
Okay.
that want to just make general contributions, businesses or individuals. The Dementia Respite Grant, as I said, is coming through the state currently.
Right.
And then in Central Arkansas, we have one of our collaborative partners that has given us a respite grant that we administer for the 6-county region in Central Arkansas, as
Nice.
well. But all of our funding is usually just independent individuals
Right.
wishing to support us so that we can provide
Right.
caregiver support in whatever way is needed. So we really pride ourselves in doing two things very well, and that is offering this financial assistance, the grant program, but also respite care activities.
Oh,
And so we come into
Yes.
communities like this and offer just respite activities to get those caregivers out of home, to give them a break. So whether it's a lunch and learn or attending a support group or a paint party or we came up and went to a baseball game recently in Springdale.
Nice.
And so we will take caregivers on little trips like that. And then we offer mini grants to give them to help reimburse them for the expense of respite care while they are in our care.
At the event.
So,
oh,
Yeah.
so
wonderful.
we're excited to be able to do that.
And that's something that we really pride ourselves on, is not only talking to the families and being there for them over the phone, but we want to have hands-on with them. We want to be intentional in their life and be plugged in. So doing those respite events,
right.
going to the ball game, we went to Eureka Springs a couple weekends ago to a play, doing things like that, and also providing the mini grant reimbursement for them. That's really, I think, what does it for us and for the
Because
families.
I think the support groups are wonderful and so needed, but I can't imagine having something like going to a baseball game with other people that you can share stories, but they're having a good time too. It's not just a total focus on what I'm dealing with day to day,
That's
and it's them having fun.
It's a true
Yeah.
respite. It's
Yes.
a break.
Yes,
and
it
that's
is.
what we
Living
want to do.
life.
Yes.
Being able to live their life.
Which is hard because sometimes it's 24/7 care, as you
Yes.
know, for
Absolutely.
their loved ones.
Yes.
So I know you have some events going on, and we'd like to talk about that. There's a music event, I think. What is that called?
Actually, that's this Saturday
Ooh, fun.
at the Argenta Theater in North Little Rock. It's called Vamp Out Alts. And
we
so folks can join us for some live music, and we always have a silent auction and a corks and kegs pool, and it's just a lot of fun to bring the community members together just to have an evening of live music
And how did that
celebrate.
event start? You were telling us?
So one of my dearest friends, David Rainwater, who's a partner at Megan Holcomb, Team SI, they have an office here in Northwest Arkansas. He and I got together about 12 years ago, and wanted to do a fundraiser to honor my grandmother, who had been diagnosed with Alzheimer's. And so we put this on, and it was a lot of fun, and he and a gang of his high school and college buddies that like to play music were our initial band. They're a great cover band, and we were just fortunate enough to have enough support that this became an annual event. And so now we do it to honor and memorialize special people in our lives, and we're just excited to be able to be back at it this year.
Absolutely. And then there's another event coming up?
Yes, we have the Holiday Hustle, which is December the 2nd.
Okay.
And that's in North Little Rock at the Patrick Henry Hayes Center. And we are all about a family fun event. And we'll be celebrating the holiday by bringing people to the center, and we'll also be doing a walk. There will be line dancing, door prizes, different vendors for resources as well for families and caregivers. And if any of this relates or resonates to folks and they're not able to attend, since this is in North Little Rock,
Right.
Feel free to go on our website, check it out, check out the flyer, and you can also donate in any way that you want to support the event.
I like it. And talk about the website. How do people get to the website?
Well, the website is alzark.org.
Okay.
And you can go there. You can check out our grants on the website. Our mission is on the website as well. We have our support groups listed throughout the state, and just different resources that you can check out. And you may want to add more on the website as well.
Well, so we're excited to be able, the grants, all of our grant applications are now online and have been translated into Spanish as well.
Wonderful.
So those are available online. And then we do have a lot of printable resources, so that if you need maybe it's some type of a care binder or just general information about dementia, and like Tyler said, support groups and stuff like that. But we do have a resource area that people can download some information and print off to have at home. Because one of the other things that we do provide are printed resources. And we have videos and books and things. We have a lending library at our office. And so any family that needs that type of support, and sometimes it's as simple as I'd like a book to read,
Right.
or I'd like a video to watch. Those are the types of things that we provide to family caregivers, again, across the state, so not just Central Arkansas.
Right, absolutely. And I notice, unless it's changed, the grant application is not 4,000 pages long.
No, we try to make it very, very simple.
It's easy.
It was very simple.
That's right. That's right. And then we have a grants director in our office who's available to help answer and help complete those. So we've got that type of support too.
And who is your education?
Carolyn Berry.
Oh my goodness, she is hysterical.
Carolyn's
Yes,
great.
and Carolyn has been here and done several things.
Yes.
She's been with our organization for 5 years now, and we're so excited to have her as a spokesperson,
Yes.
for the organization. She does a lot of our workshops. All of our caregiver workshops are part of her area of expertise, and those actually again are across the state.
Yes.
So we were fortunate to have 4 caregiver workshops this year, in addition to 4 or 5 different walks. But Carolyn is wonderful. So we are available to speak at, do a lunch and learn, speak at a support group, come into the area and offer educational resources. So
if
we are
anybody is
available to do
looking
that.
to do that,
That's right.
What's the best way to contact
So
you?
go to the website,
Okay.
and you can use the contact form there. Please call our office, 501-224-0021, or email us at info@alzark.org. So info@ is the primary email and best email to. But we would love to be here and to offer programs and services here in the area.
Absolutely, would love to get that going.
Absolutely.
So definitely reach out to them if you would like a support group, or if you'd like to know about a support group in your area, anything like that. These folks are here and they have great resources. Take advantage of the respite grants. Please, we have info at our office if anybody needs it also. But that's great. That's great. So we're going to be working on some things, right?
Yes, we hope so.
Stay tuned.
Stay
Stay tuned
tuned.
for more.
Stay tuned. And I want to thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
being here.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it.
Well, we sincerely appreciate the opportunity to
Excellent.
be here.
Absolutely.
Stay
Thank you.
tuned for that. And we will be back in just a few moments, continuing our Alzheimer's journey. We've got Craig Jefferson from Magnolia Place, wonderful community in our area, and we're going to be talking about his journey too there. He has a very special story. We'll see you in just a minute. Welcome back, everybody, to Senior Happenings, and we are diving into our next segment, and I'm so pleased to have with us the new Community Development Director, Craig Jefferson of Magnolia Place. Craig?
Good morning.
Community Development Director.
That is correct.
That's a big title.
It is. It is. I hope I can fill those shoes.
Absolutely. And Magnolia Place, we are very familiar with Magnolia Place in our community. It's been here a few years now.
Yes.
10? That many?
Less than
Less
that.
than 10?
We're 3 years as under our current ownership.
Okay, and then a few
Yes.
years before that. So you are relatively new to this position.
I am about a month, as a matter of fact.
How are you enjoying it so far?
You know, it's wonderful. I can't believe that I'm there, actually, and the journey to this point has been pretty amazing.
So tell us what you actually do in your position, and then if you wouldn't mind sharing why you're there.
I'm the welcome mat.
Okay.
When people are interested in finding a solution to a family with Alzheimer's,
Yes.
then they call, or we sometimes get information from outsources, and so I visit with the families, and then, you know, try to show them our best side and our worst side. We want to show the whole place. We're proud of what we've got, and I happen to love it for a whole series of reasons.
But the main reason, I know that your mom is a resident, yes?
She is. She's been a resident there for over a year. We found the place. We loved the place. Mom adapted to the community very quickly, and then relationships developed out of that.
Mm-hmm.
So I became familiar with the other residents. I was spending as much time with other residents as I was with Mom. In fact, I told them there at Magnolia Place, I said, there will come a time where Mom is no longer with us. I'm still coming, because I just felt a part of it was a family.
Yes.
And I liked that. Maybe I hung around so much that they finally said, let's just hire the poor guy.
Give this man a job,
Yeah.
yes. Give this man a title, give this man a job.
I was into it. I was doing activities with the residents, and it started a support group with the families, because my heart was just in that. Support is too often not asked for, not sought out, but needed. And I wanted to answer that question, and I talked to the management about it, and they said, yeah, let's do that. So I started volunteering up there with that in mind.
It's a very important thing for the
It's just-
families to be
Oh,
supported.
my goodness, you
Yes.
have no idea unless you have an idea.
Right. What are some of the things that drew you to Magnolia Place for your mom?
Safety. You know, we found out that there was going to come a time where we could no longer deny that was the direction we were headed.
Mm-hmm.
The walks, the escape, the staying up all night because you slept some during the day, erratic eating habits, eating things that were not food. The laundry list goes on. You have to be, at a certain point, you have to be with the affected 24 hours a day,
Yes.
7 days a week, because they're going to do things that make no sense.
Yes.
And so we discovered that we could no longer do that ourselves. And so we started looking for solutions, and we found it there at Magnolia Place. And we've been thrilled ever since. But it was safety. Safety was the biggest concern that we had. And,
Right.
And I feel that question is now answered.
Would you have done it sooner if you'd known about Magnolia Place?
I don't
It's just
know.
a hard question.
It's a hard question. We said, Mom, we'll never do this.
Right.
We told each other, my sister and I, my wife, we said, you know, we're not going to do this. We're going to be there for Mom. We're going to, right up to the end. We were wrong.
Yes.
And that was okay. It was okay to be wrong.
Right.
Because in the end, which we're not at, but in the process of getting to that end, we have discovered that we need help.
Yes.
And we reached out for it, and we got it, and we were impressed with the way it came, and
Yes.
we became a part of that. And so, you know, it's...
And I would say it's been a while since I've visited Magnolia, when it very first opened and then subsequently after that. But what I was impressed with was how you greet your residents with memories and things that they liked to do. You make it as easy a transition as it can be for everybody entering. Like, you know, where did you live before? What are the fun things that you like to do? You really go the extra mile to help that transition and recreate that. So that was what I was impressed with, along with the food. The food is amazing.
Our chefs, they do a great job.
Yes.
It's important for us to focus on the here and now for everybody who's there. But that memory of the here and now disappears immediately. And so they're living in the past, way back in the past. And as the disease progresses and their abilities diminish, you have to spend more time understanding it past, and that's where they live, whether it was military. Mom grew up in Rogers. She tells me she walks downtown Rogers several times a day.
All right.
You know, and okay, Mom, welcome back. You need a nap? But the focus on that which those that are the afflicted are able to focus on are the times back in time before I knew. There was the times, you know, when they were courting each other, my mom and dad, and then the other residents. And so being able to live in that period with them and reflect on those days is just mighty important because it's all they know.
And I know you talked about, I think you do accommodate couples.
We do.
There
are married couples who come in, and sometimes, you know, one of the couple is more advanced than the other.
Yes.
And there'll be a caregiving relationship within the apartment.
Yes.
So yeah, that happens. It's not as frequent. Usually, by the time people get to the age where it really starts developing, there's a widow involved.
Right.
But on those rare occasions, yeah, we do. We have couples.
And if you haven't toured, it's like visiting a country club. It's not institutional at all. I didn't find.
No, it's not institutional at all. We you know, it's a G shaped. Imagine the letter G, where you got the circle and then you have a stem that comes down, and that's the way it's shaped. So, you know, it's a big circle around where all the apartments are there, and there's activity spots, and the hallways are wide. They're just super wide, which is great because it allows people to move freely and not be obstructed. It is, I guess, a country club is a fair assessment. It's not pretentious at all.
No.
But it's very comfortable.
Very comfortable. Very comfortable indeed. And I was looking at I'm going to test you a little bit here, Craig, put you on the spot. I was on the website yesterday looking at all the good stuff and all the photos, and I went on the Facebook. Oh my goodness, you people have events going on all the time.
We do.
There was door decorating for Halloween. There were things with pumpkins. There was a lot of food going on. I hate to keep going back to the food, but there was a lot of food going on. So, there we've got one decoration that went on there, and there was some other fabulous ones.
Our director of activities is phenomenal, and she has a team of really dedicated people. Everybody needs to be. Mom's in that picture, actually.
Is she really?
Yeah. You know, they're engaged. They're always doing something, and you know, part of what we do is stimulate the brain as much as we can. And so, you know, they were decorating for the event. We've got a pet costume event coming up this Saturday. The residents love pets.
Yes.
They love sweets. They love pets. They love conversation, and that's
and
what.
food.
And yeah, they love food, and they get plenty of it, and they get plenty of liquids.
So, do the pets come in? Are your residents allowed to have pets, or not allowed to?
Can't have a pet there.
Right.
But yes, pets come in.
Excellent.
Family will bring it in. Puppies, I tell you, puppies.
Yes.
Bring puppies.
Right.
They just love it. We had a goat last year at the event for
A goat?
the pet costume.
Inside or outside?
That was inside.
Okay. All right.
And it left its little trail.
So I was checking the website. Okay. This is the test here. I got sidetracked. VR bucket list program. And I saw some of your residents with VR sets on. That just sounds so interesting.
Take a trip and never leave the farm. So they put the VR headsets on and they did Yellowstone National Park. And you know, this is in all panoramic view. And
Yes.
for anybody who's watching, if you've never done a virtual reality headset, it takes you there. And the residents are able to leave that space where they are for a minute, and they put those headsets on, and they're able to, look around. They turn their head, and when they turn their head, there's the other side of the canyon wall, and there's the waterfall, and they look up and around, and it's almost as fun to watch them do it as it is to be them inside the virtual reality.
Yes, but that was amazing. It's
Yes.
like, what a wonderful thing to do.
It is. And they probably wouldn't have done that at home.
Right.
Or the grandkid would have said, here, turn on this VR, and there would have been a game what the kid was like, but they're able to transport into a different place
Yes.
or a different time. Yeah, that's a neat event.
Such a stress reducer, I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, could be a stress increaser if it's a roller coaster, but we
Maybe.
don't take them on roller coaster
Yes.
rides. So.
But you have some very unique ways of connecting with the residents there. I think that you are always looking for different ways and using technology too to connect. As you said, people are engaged. People are moving forward with their lives with different experiences while dealing with this horrible disease. So that's amazing. I love that. Now, Craig, if people want to get in touch with you,
Yes.
how do they do that?
Well, they can come by. We're at 2000 Hampton Place in Rogers. There's a little cutoff, and if you're familiar with Rogers, you've got New Hope Road running east and west, and you've got Bellevue Road running north and south, and on the southeast portion of that intersection, there's a little cutoff. And that cutoff is called Hampton Place.
Okay.
Our phone is available anytime, and it's 479-636-07. I never dial the number.
There you go.
0799.
Okay.
Better make sure that's
Well,
right.
it's right there on the screen.
Well, there it is.
There's that may be your personal number that I put up.
No, we'll take it though.
Yes.
It's we're always there, and we encourage you to come and take a tour. If you have if you're considering bringing your family, we'll talk about maybe sitting down and having a meal. We'd love to show the place. We'd love to expose people to what we have to offer. It's a magnificent environment. It really is.
And I think you bring a very unique perspective to it. The fact that Mom's there.
Mom's there.
Mom's there. Let's go meet Mom.
Yeah, come on. I'll show you Mom. We'll talk about whatever she wants to talk about at the
Right.
moment.
Well, Craig, I'm so glad that you're there. I'm really so glad that you're there. And thank you for coming. Magnolia
having
Place, please go and experience, go meet Craig and experience Magnolia Place if you're thinking about moving in that direction. And I want to thank you. Always interesting meeting with my fellow senior providers out there, and hope you have a really great month, and we'll see you in 4 weeks' time. Thank you. Bye-bye.